everybody, Wayne here. In today's Let's Play, I'm going to be playing through a mission from Warfighter Chtorr, designed by Kevin Verssen and published by DVG. We've received intel of a nest of worms nearby, and we're going after them. Let's get onto the table, we'll do a quick overview of the game, and then we'll dive into the playthrough. Alright, I'm going to do a quick overview of the Warfighter system in general, and then Warfighter Chtorr. If you're familiar with Warfighter, you may want to skip ahead to the playthrough. Otherwise, here we go. So, in Warfighter, you are assembling a squad of soldiers, and you are going on missions. Now, recent Warfighter games have added in a campaign. I'm not going to be doing any sort of campaign. I just have the base game of Warfighter Chtorr, and that's what I'll be showing off today. In the base game, without campaigns, like I mentioned before, you are assembling your squad, going on missions, trying to complete objectives. You can pick them or you can select them randomly, although sometimes when you select a certain mission, it goes with a certain objective. It just makes sense how they work together. Things like going after baddies, right? Trying to eliminate them, which are called hostiles. Escort missions. Holding the line missions where you are remaining in one place and you're having the enemies come after you. The game is played out on the board here, and you are either going to be moving or staying in one place on the board here, but you're going to have these numbered locations at the bottom are where the actual mission will be, objectives, and any location cards. Above them is where you're going to place the hostiles. If there's random events, this game doesn't have those. Warfighter Vietnam did. Anything else that would impact each of the locations and either the hostiles or your soldiers. Speaking of your soldiers, traditionally, the game has 4 different types of soldiers: player soldiers, team soldiers, non-player soldiers, and then squad soldiers. In Warfighter Chtorr, they have simplified it a little bit, so you only have your player soldiers, which player soldiers are the ones that have hands of cards, hands of the action cards, and then team soldiers. So team soldiers are cost a little bit less in resource points, which resource points are what you use to purchase your squad, whether it's the actual soldiers themselves, any equipment, things are going to carry, weapons, all that good stuff. Anything that doesn't come listed on the card. Some soldiers will have weapons or skills or other abilities listed on their cards. But the team soldiers are going to cost less, so you're able to outfit them a little bit better how you want. But again, the player soldiers, that's where you have your hands of action cards. So you have to have at least one player soldier. You can have multiples if you want, if you can afford it. Again, it just depends on the mission. Each mission is going to give you a different number of resources to use. Let me run through the kind of the setup here, and then we'll probably be ready to dive in. So, setup is you're selecting a region, and that group of hostiles related to that region. The base game is Denver, Colorado. There's a couple expansions, San Francisco, I think somewhere maybe New Mexico. Regardless, core game is just Denver, so you will automatically just have the Denver hostiles, the Denver locations. So select region hostiles. We're doing Denver. We shuffle our action cards. We have that deck ready. We select and place our mission and objectives. For this game, we are going to be going, we have a mission is go get them, and our objective is burn the worm. So like I said in my intro, we have intel that there is a Chtorran worm out there nearby, and we are going after him. Simple, heading out of base, going after him. Simple as that. And then we select and equip our soldiers. So for this game here that I'm filming, I have selected, and again, you get to pick from what you want. I have selected Darren, the player soldier. Should have him pop up on the screen there. By the way, any similarity to me is purely coincidental. But anyway, Darren here, you can see costs 11 resources. He has 2 movement, 4 health, which will be, that's how many action cards, whatever his health is, that's how many of the action cards he can have in his hand. His loadout is 9, hand-to-hand plus 0. His cover rating is 3. I'll get into combat when I play, but fairly simple. Basically, you are rolling a d10 for any of the weapons to hit, and then a d6 to defeat cover, and that's both for you and for the hostiles. You need to defeat the cover to cause hits, causing either wounds or KIAs, enemy killed in action, or if you don't defeat the cover, then it'll just cause suppressions. Again, both on you and on hostiles. The Darren comes with Clear-Headed, which is a field skill, and I'll get into the 2 different the types of field things that comes in Warfighter Chtorr, and it comes with a trauma kit equipment. And then secondly, I've selected a player soldier, Elijah, 13 resource points, 4 movement, 3 health, 10 loadout, 1 cover, no action cards because he's a team soldier, but he has 1 additional action, so we take 3 actions. Comes with 2 XP to start with, the Come Together skill, and he comes equipped with an M8 Flamer SMG. As for Darren, I outfitted him, and I purchased separately an M16A2 rifle and a bunch of M67 grenades. So, oh, and then for Elijah, the Flamer, you're gonna go through that field super quick because I played it already, right? I picked up an M4 shotgun as well. So both of them have a pretty good amount of different types of equipment you're gonna need. I wish Darren had more health, more action cards, but hey, it is a trade-off. I spent all 31 resources that I was allowed, so there's no more to give, no more to take. The one thing I wanted to mention before we dive in is field. So weapon, equipment, and skills. Besides regular, there's also these field ones. The field ones you are going to be able to purchase during the course of the mission with field points. The field points you are going to collect, and these are these little beaker looking guys right here, from defeating hostiles. Depending on the type of attack, it can eliminate field points, so you have to be careful. You burn them up, you're losing the field points. Which we'll get into that when we actually play. But when you collect them, and certain locations are going to have them, you're able to then purchase weapons, equipment, and skills. So think of, adding additional equipment. You're finding this equipment, or maybe you're calling back from base saying, hey, we need something, something new, research, whatever it is, we need that right now in this mission. You're going to get that. Also, with the skills that are field skills, you will spend the field points to spark them. Spark them just means use them, activate them, In this case, for Darren, clear-headed is you pay 1 field point to spark. So once you have a field point, you pay it, you draw 5 action cards, once per turn. So pretty nice skill, though, to have, be able to draw 5 action cards. Okay, I think that's it. You're going to see how the game actually goes, how it plays when we get to the playthrough part. Now I'm going to zoom in closer, so the camera's a little bit farther out, so I can kind of show you guys everything. We're starting here, 1 and 2, which I think you can kind of see, maybe not. I will be using dice because the game, unfortunately, did not have the second set of soldier identification counters it should have. Oops. So I'm just using dice. Darren is 1, Elijah is number 2. So 1 and 2 right here. We're starting to go get them. We'll get some couple locations we're going to have to play, and then we'll get to our objective, burn the worm. Well, hopefully anyway, and take care of that Chtorran. So let's go ahead and zoom in and get to the playthrough itself. All right, I have zoomed in a little bit here. You should be able to see from the turn sequence here, attack sequence, and then all the way over to the dice will be rolling here, and then this is just my hand of action cards. I'll probably kind of place them over here so you guys can see them, lay them out since we do have room. Since the objective is only on space 4 here. So, and as always, I'll do my best to teach and to play correctly. I guarantee I'm going to make some mistakes as I'm playing through, especially live, trying to play quickly. There's going to be some mistakes, and I know Warfighter players, I think one of their favorite things is to go on videos and point out mistakes, which feel free to, honestly, because, hey, I'd rather that it gets pointed out and people are playing correctly and are able to learn and see the game correctly just by watching a video. So, all right, let's start off here. So, go get them, baby. We have spent all of our resources. By the way, the timer is on 11, so we have 11 turns to make it to the objective, activate it, and eliminate the lone worm, the lone Chtorran worm there. Good luck. I played this specific mission and objective a couple times, and well, I won't spoil the ending, but I may turn into worm food. May have turned into worm food both times. But let's see what we could do here, which probably is on me to come up with a different. I have changed the weapons, I swear. Anyway, let's dive in here. Okay, very first turn sequence starting off, soldier turn, right? So very beginning, you get to start off. You have your actions. Darren has 2 actions. Elijah has 3. Let's go ahead, and before we get started though, you look on your mission, you always want to make sure you're trying to check in the cards, reading the text underneath as well. For instance, go get a mission at the start of the first soldier turn, which is where we're at. Recon 1 location. Recon is you go find that card and pull it out of the deck it's one location. So we're just basically drawing a location and getting to add it to our hand of cards. All right, so Overgrown Mall. All right, 2 XP to play, which actually, I thought I'd reset it fully. Elijah starts with 2 XP, so it's reminded me of that. Find 1 field point. So once all the hostiles are eliminated, you can find, you'll get 1 field point, and it is a structure, and that's the hostiles rating. So, well, I mean, that's the one we got, so we might as well go ahead and play it. So playing a location does not count as an action. You just go ahead and pay the cost, and you get to place it. So Overgrown Mall, let's go ahead and place it here next to, it's adjacent to our soldiers here. Remember, they're right here at the beginning of the mission, and go get them. Overgrown Mall is placed, so as soon as it's placed, and we have to pay the cost, of course, the 2 XP, we go ahead and place the hostiles. Now, on the chart here, you just check to see how many resource points you spent on your squad. Remember, we spent the full 31, so between 20 and 34, the number 2. So that is hostile value of 2, we're going to draw up to. So, start drawing hostile cards. First one. Ooh, a Feeding Snufflers. Oh. All right, so let's go ahead and check it out. Feeding Snuffler is 3 reticles. He's worth 1 experience, and he has 0 field points, unfortunately. So, first off, we'll draw to see who he will be targeting, which soldier. 2, we put the number 2 there, so that is Elijah. And then we're going to check for, so he has what is 1 experience, so it's basically he's a hostile value of 1, which means he's worth 1 experience when he's defeated, and unfortunately 0 field points. Looking at the text, so he has an attack, and then remove 1 KIA, so 1 killed in action, from this hostile card at end of each soldier turn unless it has a slow counter. Oh, well, I don't have a weapon that causes slow. In this game, in Chtorr, you have the flamers do fire damage, and then, which they're pretty effective at it, although they don't have a lot of fuel, and then the cold weapons have slow. So, unfortunately, we don't have any right now. Cryo weapons, I should say. Not cold weapons, are called cryo weapons. Okay, and now, we only drew 1, though. We need to draw a total of 2, value of 2. That's only 1, so we'll draw another hostile. Small Shrike Vines. Okay. So, small Shrike Vines looks like it doesn't have a traditional attack, cannot gain fast. When each soldier enters, leaves, or ends their turn in this location, roll a d10. And then, in fact, suppress, wound, has cover 1 at range 0, immobile. So he has cover 4, though, at range 1. Ooh. Same thing with, by the way, the Feeding Snuffler has cover 3, so pretty good. All right. I don't think I'd draw to see who he would target because he doesn't have an attack, so I'm not going to worry about that. He has, let's see, okay, 1, what is it, 1 XP. He's worth 1 XP, I should say. And then he is worth 1 field point. Ooh, we want that. So between him, he's worth 1. So if we can keep from losing that, and then the Overgrown Mall find 1 field point, that would get us 2, which already I know is enough to purchase certain weapons and equipment and skills. So we definitely want that if we can get it. So, yeah, place the hostile. We place the appropriate counters out, any tokens, anything like that. We check the keywords to see if there's anything that would change, which there's not. So that's it. We have properly placed the location and all the hostiles. So now we continue the soldier turn and see what we do next. All right, so I want to get my soldiers, I think, into the Overgrown Mall, get closer. It's going to make their weapons effective. Well, and Elijah, he can't even attack from range 1 or more. It has to be range 0. Darren can, but it's not. All right, edit out a little cough there. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have our action cards. Let's look at them. We have advance, play when you or any soldier, if you upgun, right? Anything in the parentheses, an upgun cost, you pay 1 XP, so then whatever that is. Paying an extra cost, you add 3 to your movement. Attack with a cryo without spending an action. I don't have any cryo weapons, that's a waste of a card. Play when you declare a range attack, and then you may perform a move without spending an action. Ooh. So I think what I'm going to do is this. So let's do move out. So you may perform a move without spending an action. So we're going to play that action card for Darren. He may perform a move without spending an action, so he's going to go ahead and move into the overgrown mall. Now, the entrance cost is 3. He only has a movement of 2, so he has to discard a card. We could either play this advance, which adds 3 to my movement, or we could just discard Cool It, which is right now is a worthless card because we don't have any cryo weapons. So let's do that. Now we entered the overgrown mall. But now remember, the special effect of the small Shrike Vines is when each soldier enters, leaves, or ends their turn, roll a d10. So we'll go ahead and do that. Lower is better for us. A 9. That is not good. We suffered a wound. That is very not good. Okay, so Darren takes a wound. Not good at all. Now, Darren, should we... Well, what is his? So he has 2 actions. He has his rifle. He has a grenade. We can toss a grenade at that guy. Oh, grenade, though. Explosion's going to get rid of the field point, though, and I really want that field point. So let's go ahead and just fire. So we're going to go ahead and fire with his M16A2. So spend an action, and then... Ooh. Yeah, we'll do steady. We'll play steady aim as well. So we'll play steady aim. And then we'll take use an action to attack. We'll attack the small Shrike Vines. We'll attack with our M16A2. That gives and we'll use burst, so 2 dice. So we'll roll D6 for defeat cover, and then 2D10 for the burst. And it kills at range 0 on a 7. Reloads on a 2. But it kills on a 7. But we have... add 2 to your attack rolls. We don't have any XP to upgun it, or I probably would, but we have to add +2. So we just have to roll at least 5s. So at least a couple 5s would be nice. And then with the D6, what do we need to defeat the cover? Cover at range 0 is only 1. So automatically, we don't even have to roll it, but we will. All right. So cover is defeated. And an 8 and a 9, which really is a 10 and an 11. So... we definitely got a hit on the small Shrike Vines. And because it was a burst, either semi or burst, it's just, even though we rolled 2 hits, we still only get to, unfortunately, put 1 EKIA on the hostile. If it had been an explosion or a spray, then with 2 hits, it would have been 2, which actually would have finished him off, but that's okay. All right. So we'll discard the new declare range attack. Yeah, so we don't get to keep that, unfortunately. But let's attack again. So Darren's going to use second action, another burst from the M16 here. So same thing, D6, which we know is going to automatically defeat the cover, and then 2D10. We need at least one of them to be a 7, though. We need to be able to... we really want to take that small Shrike Vines out. That way, when Elijah moves in, he won't take any sort of suppressor wound. So... here we go. Need at least a 7. At least a 7. Did it just barely. Whew. So you have defeated cover. Again, even with a 1 we would have. That's a miss. But the 7 is a hit. And we didn't get any reloads. Beautiful. So that is another EKIA, which is 2 hits on the small Shrike Vines. He has 2 reticles, right? So 2 is enough to take him out. So we can go ahead and discard him. Get out of here. Which we get to keep. So we'll discard these wound tokens there. We get a field point. Go ahead and give that to old Darren here. I'll place it on his little tray. And he gets an experience point. Place it on the tray too. So, I'm going to double check the camera to see. Oh, you guys can see that. Okay, beautiful. So, you can see it on the bottom of Darren's tray here. So, 1 field point down. Many more to go. Okay, that's it for all of Darren's actions. So now Elijah, he would go. By the way, a lot of the hostiles in this game do have fast, which then they would get to jump as soon as jump their action. So as soon as one of your soldiers goes, they would then get to go. But none of these had fast, so we're good there. But trust me, we're going to probably see some fast hostiles. I pretty much guarantee it. Okay. Yeah, let's get Elijah. Let's get him moving. So he will spend an action to go ahead and move into the overgrown mall. The entrance cost is 3. He has a movement of 4, so he doesn't have to discard any card, nothing like that. He just moves right in and is good to go. With his 2 actions left, though, he's going to get that M4 shotgun. We're going to save... well, he could use a flamer, but let's see. No, there's nothing. Nah, we'll save it. We'll just... shotgun. Let's go ahead and blast the feeding snuffler here. So, shotgun, let's see, semi, 1 roll. So it's just 1 roll. So D Is there a pen on it though? Oh, no penetration from the shotgun? Interesting. Would have thought I got some sort of pen there, but okay. So, for the D6, right, the penetration roll, the cover of 3 on the feeding snuffler, so he has to roll at least a 3 because he has no pen. And then to hit and cause a kill will be a 5 or higher, and the reload is 2. So that's not too bad, the 5 at least. So, all right. Do we use 1 for moves? So now let's go ahead and use an action for attacking. Let's attack that feeding snuffler. And failed to defeat the cover, and we needed a 5 to hit, so did not. So that was nothing, no effect. Oh, what a waste. All right, one more though. Try another, and go ahead and sound effects are free, by the way. Beautiful. So defeats the cover with the 6 and an 8. That is definitely a hit. So EKIA on the feeding snuffler. Now the feeding snuffler still has 2 more reticles free, so 2 more health, however you want to call it. So he is still in the fight. All right, player turn. Right, so turn sequence. Right, we did our player turn where you can do attacks, reloads, discard and draw, move, remove, suppress, etc. Now we go to the hostile turn. So you check for reinforcements. Overgrown Mall has none. Whew, thankfully. Established target. Well, being Snuffler, he's targeting Elijah, number 2, which they're in the same area. So, because attack is at range 0. Attack, close range. So we'll do our attack. He won't close range. Remove suppresses and then advance the mission timer to the next turn. So he's going to go and attack. So the feeding snuffler is going to attack Elijah here. You can see, thankfully, we did knock him down from 3 health to 2. So instead of using that column, we'll use the 2 to 1 column here, which is really nice because then it eliminates the 2 wounds and it reduces the 1 wound from a 7. So same thing. They have to roll for cover, which Elijah, he only has cover 1, huh? Bummer. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, it's Darren that has cover 3. Nice. Okay. So it's automatically going to defeat cover, unfortunately. And then we'll roll the d10 to see what happens here. All right. 3 and 1. And I noticed something that I will fix here in a second. So he did defeat the cover, but it was he rolled a 1, which is a miss. So there's just going to be, but where am I thinking here? Oh yeah, so the feeding snuffler though, remember special ability, remove 1 EKIA from this hostile card at the end of each soldier turn unless there's a slow counter. Well, remember we ended our soldier turn and he didn't have a slow counter on him. That comes from cryo weapons. Therefore, that EKIA that Elijah inflicted with the shotgun actually gets removed. So they heal up and regenerate like that. That's a bummer. You gotta take them out in 1 turn. Forgot about that. So, but we caught it. All right, and then that was... All right, so that combat result was a suppress. So because he defeated the cover, even though he missed, didn't cause a wound, he did defeat the cover. So he does cause suppression on poor Elijah. Bummer there. Okay, so to hostile turn, he did his attack. He would close range, but he's already in range, so he doesn't. Remove any suppress counters. He had none on him. And advance mission timer, so it goes down to turn 10. And we would go ahead and we'll flip our action tokens over to available and start a new soldier turn. All right, beginning of turn 10 here. Soldier turn begin. Darren has 2 actions. Elijah has 3. Let's go ahead and spend right away. Let's do Elijah. He'll spend 1 of his actions to remove the suppression. And then Darren, he's going to spend 1 of his actions and he's going to use his trauma kit here. So we'll reduce it to 3 bandages. And I'm not even going to roll because as long as you roll a 1, which he can't roll any less than the d10, you're going to heal 1. He only had 1 wound, so that is fully healed up. Beautiful. Just want to keep him at max health here. So, all right, we still have 3 actions left for our soldiers. Let's see if we can take out this snuffler in time. So, Darren's going to go ahead and spend an action. Should he throw a grenade? Yeah, let's do that. So he's going to toss 1 of these grenades on this little snuffler here. So a grenade causes an explosion. You get to roll 4, pen 1, which with a 3 means you'll roll at least a 2 on the d6. So we need a 2 on the d6, and we need for kill it's 6s on the d10s here, and we're rolling 4 of them. So 2s, 2, and 6s. Defeat cover and 2 or 6 or higher. That's 2 hits. Boom. Very nice. Very nice indeed. See, the reason I use a grenade on him is because he doesn't have any field points. So if we had used this attack and he had 1 field point, each of the damages, right, would have eliminated a field point. So he would eliminate all the field points if he had 1 or 2. All right. Get that grenade out of here, though. Like, toss him on. Just toss it on the guy there. That's fun. All right. What should we do here? So Darren used up all his actions. So Elijah, he has 2 actions to get a hit. All right. Should I use? I almost feel like I should use the. No, actually, I have a better chance to get a. Let's use a shotgun. You know, I'm overthinking it here. Use a shotgun. Elijah, go ahead. Spend an action. Use a shotgun here. Needs a 3 or higher here, and then a 5 or higher on the D10. So 3, 5. 5 and 5, just barely. Feeding Snuffler takes the final. Boom, he is defeated. Get him out of here, which means the 1 XP goes to Elijah. So we have Darren has an XP and Elijah XP. And then we'll get these markers out of here. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, and then we have, well, the hostiles are eliminated, so that fine comes into effect. Find 1 field point. So, get an extra field point. We'll go ahead and put it on Darren here. He had 1, so now he has 2 field points, which, if you, let's see here. What am I looking at? Oh, so the field points I mentioned before, weapons, right? So, Cryo, SMG, you could find, oh, that costs 3. We only have 2. Bummer. Dragon's Breath Shotgun. Oh, I really like that one. So, nice shotgun. 2, which we could buy that one. That only costs 2. MP5K, SMG, field, it only costs 2. So, just depend, different types of weapons. You may say, like, hey, I want, auto on 3, huh? Interesting. Roll 3 dice. That's actually not bad at all. Comes with 8 ammo. That might be one to buy, even though it's not even a special weapon, but we should save up for the cryo maybe. And there's equipment and there's skills. I'm not going to run through all of them, but all right, cool. So let's do, well, we're going to probably want to wait till next turn because we need to go ahead and get our, well, we need to get a location, so we're going to have to draw to do that. So let's go ahead and basically like end our turn here. So Elijah even only has 1 action. He'll skip that. He could, he has a skill called Come Together, so he could pay 1 action and 1 XP, and then another soldier in the location gains 1 action, so Darren could gain that. I guess we could do that. Because we don't have to spend any actions on any of our skills, do we? Oh, and then Darren actually has pay 1 field point to spark, right? Draw 5 action cards. I didn't even think of that. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and do, let's do Elijah's first and try that. So, we'll spend his action and the XP. I don't think we need it for a lot of other stuff. But then let's go ahead and do the Come Together, which gives Darren an action, which he'll immediately use that action for a discard and draw. He's going to keep that advance because that's a good card, and he's going to draw 3 more. It's only 3, but hey, it's better than nothing. Steady aim, good for range attack. Location, beautiful. That's exactly what we needed. And then move out, and helps with move again. So beautiful, nice draw. And that's it, by the way, for the soldier turn. So it goes down to turn 9. I'll go ahead and reset the action counters, and we'll start turn 9. All right, so start of turn 9. So the location marker we drew, discard to draw 1 location card. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get our location card up here. See what we get. Dead Chtorran. Oh, we can tell we're getting close to the burn the worm objective. There's a dead one. Must be a live one close by too. So Dead Chtorran, 1 action to play when you find 2 field points. Ooh, I like that as structure. So we definitely want to play it. So let's go ahead and play the location. Place it down. It takes 1 action. So we'll use, I think anybody can use our action. So we'll do Elijah's action here. Sorry, Elijah. All right. Now we go ahead and place hostiles on it. So looking at the hostile chart here, 20, 34. Remember at 31 resources. So 3. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Place the first one. A 3. Beautiful, just 1. Oh, but he's brutal. Okay, crawling worms. So he has 3 reticles. Let's go ahead and targeting. So whose butt is he gonna kick here? Oh, poor Elijah again. Sorry, Elijah. He has 3 reticles, so 3 health, right? 3 XP. Oh, that's not bad. And then 3 field points. Dang. All right. I like that, though. 3 field points. All right. He has Overkill, Fearless, which means he can't be suppressed, Fast, which means he needs a fast token as well. So this is where I mentioned where as soon as we take an action, he will act. He has Pen 2, and he's screened by 2, which there's nothing to screen, so. But he has, oh god, he's brutal. And has 6 cover? Holy crap. 6 cover? Jeez, we need something with Pen to take him out, which, well, Elijah's Flamer looks like that's going to be the one. So, okay. So let's go ahead and now he is going to act as soon as we do. So it's still the soldier turn, but as soon as we take an action, he is going to like show up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to plan this out, try to take advantage of him being there and knowing that what's going to happen is we'll do our action, whoever does it, and then he will engage his fast action, which he will close. He'll close with us, close range, which, well, with Elijah, who's over in Overgrown Mall. So move into Overgrown Mall, and then he'll attack him. So let's do an attack. The only attack we have that can reach range 1 is Darren's M16. So Darren's going to do an attack. He is going to play, or going to use Steady Aim. No Pen, though, huh? Ugh. Does the attack rule go to Pen? Probably not, huh? Well, we'll try anyway. So, should he even waste it on that? I think I should save it. Hang on. No, we'll try it anyway. Whatever. So, Darren's going to go ahead and fire his M16 on burst mode. So, he does have to roll a 6, which sucks to get a Pen, but we'll try anyway. He does have the +2 to each of the rolls, which kill at range 1 is 8, so he has to roll a 6 or higher. So we need a 6 and 6s. Oh boy. We didn't do it. We would have had 1 hit, but unfortunately this is not enough. So did not defeat cover. We did get a hit, so that would be a suppression, but the Crawling Worm is fearless, which means he does not suffer suppressions. So he keeps coming. That didn't do crap against him. Waste of a card, unfortunately. And now he acts. So he will go ahead and flip over his fast token to show he acted. He will close range with Elijah. So we go ahead and move here. And we'll just go ahead and move everything over. And then he will go ahead and conduct his attack on Elijah. And his attack with a full 3 health is kind of brutal. In fact, it automatically is going to cause wounds. Ooh, a 3 or less is wound all. 1 wound to all, so they both would suffer a wound. Ugh. And if he gets a 7 or higher, that's 3 wounds. Elijah only has 3 health. That's going to kill Elijah. So, and I have no way to mitigate it. So here we go. All right, so he will roll against Elijah. D6, cover. Oh, and so I'm not going to be hit now because his cover is only 1. Oh, God. This is brutal. Here we go. Let's see what happens, right? 5, so defeats cover. And he rolled an 8. 7 plus is 3 wounds. So that takes Elijah out. Elijah is one-shotted and killed. That's right. 1, 2, 3. Which takes out Elijah. Downs the soldier, so to speak. So just as a reminder for you guys and me, although it's been happening every game that I've been playing of this, when a soldier is downed, has 0 health or less remaining after a hostile attack, which is what just happened, they remove from the game. You remove their soldier identification counter from the tactical display, discard the action cards, which he doesn't have any. Weapons, equipment are dropped in location. Any experience or field points is returned to supply. Target counters are removed, and all hostiles that are targeting the soldier receive new hostile targeting counters. And you now perform a light and load activity for free. Wonderful. So basically, he's taken out. All this stuff drops there. We would remove the 2, and now the Crawling Worm there. I'll just grab one out. Is no longer targeting Elijah. He is targeting Darren. Good luck, Darren. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now you would say you could look at light and load. So technically, in the future, So say when we go to the objective, if we make it, you'd only count the RPs of what he actually has right now. So, okay, wonderful. So now it is Darren's action. He has one action left. He has no good cards though. He's gonna pay 1 field point to spark, so you can draw 5 action cards. Which does give him, what is that? It gives him 7? Alright, so location marker. I don't really need a location because we're maxed out, so it doesn't matter. So what do we advance? We had to move out. Snapshot. Any soldier may perform an attack without spending an action. I like that. Cool it, which is useless right now because we don't have a cryo weapon. The location marker. Combined fire. All soldiers. Attack rolls. Okay, so multiple people. And then rack them up. Pay 1 XP for a soldier from attack. If they eliminate a hostile card, gain 1 additional field point. Oh, I like that. Yeah, we got to take out this freaking crawling worm. This guy's brutal. So let's go ahead and we will play Snapshot. Perform an attack without spending an action. And then we will add 1 to their range attack rolls this soldier turn. Does a grenade count as a range attack roll? I guess. I mean, it's not. It must be. Yeah. I guess. We're going to use it. So, add 1 to our attack roll. Yay. All right. So, we're going to throw a grenade on the crawling worms here. Amongst them, I should say. We didn't have to spend an action because of the card, remember? So, throwing a grenade. We get a +1 to our attack. We roll 4 dice. The nice thing is it does have pen 1. So, I only have to roll 5. Only. I have to roll 5. And each of the hits counts as a hit. So, we need at least a 5 on the D6, and then we need at least 5 on the D10. So 5s. We did not defeat cover. We would have had 3 hits. We would have defeated him. We would have killed him. But we only rolled a 3 on the cover. Defeat cover. Pen 1, so that's 4. We needed 6. That would cause suppression. Unfortunately, he's fearless, so he doesn't take suppressions, so it has no effect on him. Wonderful. Discard that. Yeah, we'll discard the grenade. Let's go ahead and do. All right, so it's just, I guess, as part of like trading between soldiers, but Elijah's dead, or lying there dying, so he don't really have a say in it. So Darren is gonna go ahead and grab up this M8 flamer, and he's gonna go ahead and use this bad boy. So I'll go ahead and move it over here. And I think, hold on, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he can actually hold all this. He can hold all this stuff. Let's cover that for a second. And there we go. All right, so Darren's gonna go ahead. Quick grabs up the flamer. Let's go! And he is going to. I wonder if he's gonna be able to take him out. Have up to 3. Possible, actually. They limit the hostile card to gain 1 field point. You know what? Don't worry about field points right now. I'm just trying to take out these freaking worms. So, Darren will use his action. He will attack with the M8 Flamer. Full auto. Absolutely full auto, which is 3 dice. The D6 for cover. It is pen 4. Now, 3 dice, we're using 3 fuel. And this isn't a reload situation like you do with the other guns, right? Where if you roll the reload number, you have to flip the ammo over to the reload side or empty side. This you just use up. So we're using 3. So 1, 2, drops into 2. Oh, hang on. I used 3. So he starts with 5. I just used 3. So he only has 2 left. But here we go. So we need, okay, D6. We have pen 4. He has cover 6. So we need to roll a 2 or higher. And then the D10s. We have 7 for kill. And then any bonuses? No? Ugh. Dang, only a 7? I'm surprised it's not higher. Anyway, or lower. All right, so we need at least a 2, and then we need 7s. All right, so we did defeat cover. A 9 and 8, that's 2 hits, and the 1 is not. Again, there's no reload, though, so the 1 doesn't matter. But 2 hits on him. Better than nothing. Boom. Boom. All right. Worms, A bunch of crawling worms. We just burned up 2 of them. There's still 1 left, though. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay, so it goes to the hostile turn, but he's already acted, because he acted fast. So he does not act at all. So we go ahead and remove any suppress counters. There are none. Timer goes to 8. And we would flip everyone over, which there's only him, and there's only Darren left. So we go right, let's go right into turn 8 here. Darren needs to try to finish him off. So he will go ahead and fire a burst, the last 2 fuel on the flamer. Use it up, just freaking do what he can here. So he will roll a D6, obviously for the cover, and then 2 for the burst. He needs to get at least a 2 and at least 1 7. 2 and 7. No, we got our 2, but we only got a 3 or 4. The worm dodges out of the way of the flames, sneaks underneath, and he will now use an action for that attack. But guess what? He's fast. He gets to now act. He will attack Darren. He is going to roll. He only has the 1 health, so he rolls on this other one. So if it's well, let's just see what happens here. A 9, 2 wounds. What does that put us at? Oh no, puts us at, we have 4 health total, so we have 2 healths left still, so we're not dead yet. It ain't over yet, although the flamer is spent out of fuel. Darren will go ahead and use his last action. He'll chuck a grenade over on the crawling worm. He was going to roll, let's see, D6 and then 4 D10. Needs a, with pen 1, needs at least a 5 and then 6s. Got a 3, so it doesn't matter. All suppression, all suppressed, nothing happens, and that was the last action. So next turn, everyone resets. I'm rushing through because I have a feeling this game is just about to be over. Darren will go ahead and I don't even know. I don't even know. Throw the last grenade, I guess. So, oops, get that one out of there. Throws the last grenade on him. Here we go. You know the deal. Needs at least a 5 on the D6, and then 6s on the D10. So he does, and everyone is below a 6. Are you kidding me? So he defeats the cover, but everyone's below 6. Worm can't be suppressed. Worm go ahead and fast acting attacks. A 9, which is 2 wounds, which kills Darren. Game over. Oh, and that, my friends, is Warfighter Chtorr. Make sure you equip your squad appropriately. Although when you get 1 shot, like the crawling worms did when they moved and then attacked Elijah and killed him in 1 shot, I mean, not a whole lot you can do other than be lucky and have the right card to mitigate an attack from the enemy. You guys didn't get to see the cryo weapon in action. I'm sorry. So basically just a quick little look at that. So cryo, like this C7 cryo SMG field, so you buy that in the field. Ice spray, it's a good pen. Each EKIA instead places a slow, which, things like here where slows them down, which is the slows provide pluses, right? So +1, +1, +2, +2, which makes them easier to hit. So they're slower, right? So you'd have a plus to your attack and a plus to defeat cover. So with guys like the crawling worms, it would definitely help. And then guys like, let's take a look at the old, if I can get him off this freaking board. The lone worm. So lone worm, pretty tough as well. Oh, that crawling worm was tough enough. Jesus. So you think, was crawling worm a bunch of them? Is that why it was so tough? Let me look at the little, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell if it was a bunch of these guys. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe this was actually, so here my mission was to kill 1 worm. Meanwhile, I got attacked by a bunch of them on the way. That must have been what it was. Anyway, yeah, they're tough and all. Oh, look, 10 plus is kill though. Yikes. So, for instance, this hostile gains fearless unless it has a slow counter. So that's an example where slow coming from the cryo would help you. So, Warfighter Chtorr in action. Hope you guys appreciated the playthrough. I am sad for Darren and Elijah. We'll write home to their families if their families survive this alien invasion anyway, which doesn't look like I'm going to because, yeah, these worms keep kicking my ass. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you made it this far, I'd sure appreciate a subscription. It's free. Just click the button. You don't have to watch all my videos. Just watch the ones you are interested in. And also, thumbs up and comment below. Let me know if you're getting this game, if you played it, if you like Warfighter, if you like the Chtorr universe. Until next, everybody. Later.